No, 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 no. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome to the glorious OverAnalyzed. And today, we're going to take a look at a Reinhardt player who I think plays a bit of Sigma, according to the email. But I haven't checked through the video to find out. But yeah, the reason why I want to look at this is it's a main tank player, but it's actually a main tank player who says they're stuck at this rank. They're stuck at the sort of plat gold border, and they want to break out of this. But also, we've got the Reinhardt Zarya combo, which is really, really good. And I really want to take a look at that. Because when I'm going for my submissions for tanks, it's just Sigma. Literally Sigma. Literally 200 emails of Sigma. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do Sigma, but maybe later. All right? Okay, so this is the email. It comes through and it says, Dear Sty, I find it hard to climb out of the plat gold crossover since 222 dropped, so it means the border. I have an Overwatch brain. I'm not going to lie. That did make me laugh when he said I've got an Overwatch brain. And I can tell who's going to flank. Very specific, but okay. I need a hand getting through plat because nobody ever goes on comms. Right, comms, that's a Lucio. Comms are not the reason why you're at this rank. You don't actually need comms. Now, that might sound controversial, but you don't. I've seen two ends of the spectrum here. People who overcom and they're not actually playing the game, or they focus too much on comms, but they're not getting the basics right. Or people who just don't use comms, but they get to the highest area end of the ladder, top 500 easy, because they're good at the game and they can read the game. It isn't all about comms. Now, I play on the European servers, which means a lot of the time there isn't any voice comms. You guys can see this through the gameplay footage that I use on the channel across all the videos I make. You don't really see a lot of voice comms. You know, I don't really use voice comms that much in my games, mainly because people recognize me, then they start talking to me, and I just kind of want to play Overwatch. Which is why I changed the name of my accounts a lot. I changed Absolute Unit to Pork Pie recently because of that, because I don't want that in every game, because it gets a bit much, right? But it's whatever. I've made my bed and I'll sleep in it. But comms can help, but they're not going to make you gain rank, basically. It's an addition to your skill base, but you need to develop your skill base first, right? That's what you've got to think. So don't ever try and use comms as an excuse. It's not. It really isn't an excuse as to why you've got this rank. I need some tips to see if it's my mechanical skill or I'm just unlucky. All right, you're not just unlucky. No, like everybody thinks they're unlucky. You're not. If you play enough games, there's a trap there. Like, if you play enough games, I thought you had an Overwatch brain. I've seen the trap and I'm talking crap to a camera. Good God, man. Right then, we're pushing in. There's a hog there for some reason. Nice block on the hook. Right then, so we've lost our Reaper and we've lost our Junkrat. So we're going to use our Overwatch brain. I just know this is going to be the title of the video, like Big Overwatch Brain or something. The push is over. It's actually over. What is that charge? No. What is that charge? Right, so all we're doing here, and Zarya's at fault for this and everybody else, but they're following you in because you're Reinhardt, is we have literally through the game. Well, not the game. We threw the fight. We've given them ultimate charge that we should not have given them. The fight was over. We should have disengaged, but instead we went in. We died to them. We get not a lot of ultimate charge for that. And they kill us. They kill Zarya. They just kill everyone. But Junkrat's just killed 2 people. And their Junkrat's total mayhem has killed our Doomfist? I mean, okay. This is a bit of a mess here. All right, so one of the things with Reinhardt, and this is kind of generic Reinhardt advice, but it is good advice, is sometimes doing less is more with Reinhardt. So if you just keep your barrier deployed, so imagine now we've just got a barrier deployed. Instead of trying to go for fire strikes and hits on a Lucio, we just can't hit. If we kept our barrier up and then a mad charge, I can already see where this is going. You are a over-aggressive, crazy Reinhardt player that doesn't barrier enough. Okay, so here, we're taking control of the point here. Now, what do we do? There's 2 things we can do here, and because you are a mental, over-aggressive Reinhardt player, like most Reinhardt players at this rank typically are, you're going to charge into that mess, and then whatever happens is literally just going to be a total YOLO, yeet, charge, whatever. I'm going in. Maybe I die. Maybe I don't. Maybe I kill somebody. Maybe I don't. That is really, really dodgy. Really dodgy. I would not do that. What I would do is I would play a little bit more conservatively. Now, I take this area here, and I basically stand here. So if this is me here, and then I've got my shield sort of around the corner here, we know they're coming there. If they do come, we can get a nice sort of parallel charge across there, smash somebody into the wall maybe, or if they really aggress onto us, we can charge them back over here, or we can just stay there and smash them with our hammer because we're the front line. The only thing that worries me is we have lost the DPS, which isn't great, but we're going to see what happens here. I would bet money on you charging in. So here is where I would stay, right? Now you're going to stay there, aren't you? There we go. There we go. There we go. I told you. You can just see it. It's crazy. It's like the Reinhardt cinematic. We're going to win this fight, but we've had to use quite a few ultimates. They've used ultimates as well. Whatever. And we smashed his brains in, and that's fine. Okay. Now, what should we do? Should we stand on the payload, or should we push forward? We should definitely push forward here. Standing on the payload, leave that to one of the supports. You and the tanks and everybody else with DPS, go forward. We try and take ground here. That's what it's all about. See, when you're looking at the map here, right, ideally, we want to be at least down here, or we can maybe push forward. There might be stragglers from the enemy team that have spawned over here and are trying to regroup, and we can cut them off. So as soon as we win the fight on the point, that's when we push forward. If you watch any high-level streamers, you will see them do this all the time. Or if you see any high-level gameplay on YouTube, or if you watch Overwatch League or anything like that, you will see the team will push forward. They will leave one person on the payload. That will be the Lucio or the Moira. Generally, one of the supports will just sit there on the payload. Not a DPS or not the tanks. This is something you need to do. If you've got a big Overwatch brain, you should have been pushing forward, but you're kind of not. We're just sort of sitting on the payload, and it's fine. What's happening here is the enemy team will get back together and will push onto us. The good news is, that's bad news because we've just lost our Doomfist, but the good news is at least we're together, right? You do have Earthshatter, so we're going to be watching to see what you do with this. And I'm going to start focusing now on your Fire Strike usage and just your shield usage, your positioning, and we'll look at Earthshatter as well. So at the moment, this is okay. We know they're all up there. We're providing decent shield to our team. I'm okay with that. All right, so yep, now we're Fire Striking him. So Fire Strike, it's okay to use it like that sometimes, but I wouldn't necessarily use it there, because what I'm looking to do with Fire Strike is either kill somebody when they've got low health or charge my ultimate, which... There's going to be a Riptide coming in. Or charge my ultimate with it. And for that, I want to throw it through the enemy team. Right? What I don't want to do is just throw it at random targets. Because if it's down, that's not good for me. And I'm losing ult charge. So here, right, as we're pushing around the corner, you are Fire Striking. I can see the animation. But yeah, you can Fire Strike. But we actually Fire Striked without looking who was there. Now, there is no rush, right? And also... You've already got Earthshatter up, so you don't necessarily need the Fire Strike ult charge. This Fire Strike is not really going to do too much. All it's going to do is hit the enemy team, and their supports will heal it up, and they'll get ultimate charge. So really, this is you shouldn't really Fire Strike unless you can get a kill. Or unless you're going to add to damage, which will then equal a kill, which I don't think is going to be the case here. So here, this is fine, but we've got a massive issue. There's a Junkrat bombing us from behind. And we're dead, but that's fine, because they used ultimates on us. But there's a Junkrat behind us. Yeah, there's a Junkrat behind us just killing the team. Which is like, what can you do against that? Not much really. But what we need to really do now is look at, when we're charging, look at what we're doing with our barrier, and look at our positioning overall, and look at our Fire Strike usage, and Earthshatter, which we still haven't used yet. I don't think there's been an opportunity to use it yet. So, all we're looking to do here is regroup. First question I'm asking is, why have you gone up here onto the high ground? What are we doing on the high ground? Like, this is pointless. We should push on the low ground, because what we're doing is, if we're on the low ground down here, I thought we had an Overwatch brain. So if we're down here, right, our team spawn is this way. They're all going to be spawning there, right, and they're going to be running forward. This high ground thing, I don't know what's going on. You need to drop down. Number one, we need to move the payload. We can't move it up here. So going up here is kind of redundant. But also, we need to protect our team from the damage coming in. Excuse me. Ugh, good God. I've had this, like, cough on my chest for about 4 weeks now. It's mad. Anyway, I'm okay. Right, so, yeah, we need to drop down with our team. I mean, there's a Widow there, and, like, there's a lot of random things happening. So here, Earthshatter that. Just blow it away. Yes. Yes, come on. So that's nice. We didn't need that fire at will, but we'll take it. Remember, there's a Widow behind us as well. See, this is where voice comms help. Widow's behind, guys. That's all you need to say. You don't need to have conversations with people. You don't need to do anything like that. It's literally just a case of Widow's behind. That's it. And also, when you say nobody goes on comms, well, it doesn't stop you from talking, does it? All right, so we've got a Junkrat above us again. We need to barrier. Okay, that what happened there? I think he dropped down. Okay, so here, this is why I'm saying we need to barrier. I'm seeing the ordnance from Junkrat come from above, so I'm like, oh my god, we need to like face the Junkrat and put our barrier up to him. Instead, we sort of start swinging, which is not the right decision. But then Junkrat feeds his actual brains out and jumps on top of us, so I don't know what he's doing. He should have stayed up there, spamming bombs into us. Right, now we need to barrier. We really need to barrier. And look who kills us, the Widow that was behind. That we knew was behind, but we didn't tell our team. So again, that's another issue, right? These are only little bits of comms. I mean, I'm not saying it would help, right? If you're saying the team is not in voice comms, then it's not going to help, is it? They're just like, whatever. But it will make you a better player, and that's what it's all about. Overwatch has got a massive issue as a game where everybody wants to win all of the time and not necessarily get better at the game. And they look for everything to blame apart from themselves. So here we've lost, just get out. I mean, we should not be pushing here. Everybody's dead in our team. We should just charge and try and get back out. Or die fast. There's two options. I mean, yeah, okay, we've killed her, but we're going to die. And it's not really going to matter. He says, as we're still alive. Somehow, we're still alive. How are we still alive? Yeah, now we're dead. It is so frustrating to me when people are like running around with 50 health. It's like, what the hell? Especially when you're a tank. I mean, like, our team really need to regroup here. Reaper, he's in the back there, whatever. It could be okay, but I don't know. Okay, so what I've seen so far is really odd behavior. This isn't what I would, like... What was the delay in putting your barrier up there? As we came in with the charge to this position, our barrier should be up straight away. We shouldn't be fire striking, doing a bit of melee or whatever. We should have the barrier up immediately to stop damage hitting our team. So this... Now we're pushing forward, swinging. Like, what are we actually swinging at here? Like, what are you swinging at? No, 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 no. No, what is that? No, 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 no. Right. You've got really frustrated here, but you just wasted an ultimate that could win the game. And I almost expect you to do this because the crazy charges you've been doing so far and just the, like, randomly aggressive gameplay that you've got. Right. Sigma, if his barrier is not on the floor, you can Earthshatter underneath it. Most of the time, he'll throw his barrier in some odd position, or you can wait for him to recall his barrier, then Earthshatter. What you do here is right and wrong, because our team are dying here. We have got an ability, which we just now use, that can win this game. Because the only thing they've got that can stop this is a Sigma. And if Sigma's barrier is not there, then we can Earthshatter the entire enemy team and wipe them out. That's the win condition. You know, I haven't really drawn on the screen too much this OverAnalyzed, but we always talk about this, don't we? Value. Getting value from a situation. Whoa. Okay, whatever. Value, right? Let me write it again so we can see it. Value, right? We want to get value from every situation. And the whole point of that is using our abilities and our positioning and our hero selection and everything for maximum effect at that given moment in time. And here, the win condition is simply Earthshatter the enemy team when they're all together, and then we all kill them. Problem is, our team are dead. Look at our team. And we go in with 99 health, a massive Earthshatter. I mean, this, technically on paper, if we imagine your health is actually full, right? And we imagine this hasn't happened, right? This is not a good way to go, but imagine this hasn't happened. This now, oh my God, that is a peachy Earthshatter. You have just obliterated the enemy team. Problem is, well, we've got no health and our team are dead. And then we're going to change hero. Are we changing to Hammond here? Okay, now we're going to Sigma. I think Reinhardt was working there. You were just like playing him a bit weird. And hopefully this video has kind of highlighted what you were doing wrong. A lot of it was just over-aggressive positioning, really. Okay, so first thing with Sigma, we want to get our barrier out. Right, cool. Nice barrier there to keep Doomfist alive. We need to be careful walking around that. Nice, clear with the barrier. Like it, like it, like it. What are we actually doing here? Stay in the thingy. Where's our thingy? And now we're dead, dead, dead. We walked into a lot of damage there. We were going to die even if we were Reinhardt, you know, even if we played it perfectly. We couldn't have won that fight. I mean, Hammond deployed his ultimate on top of us as well. We were kind of screwed in that position. But I'd be interested to know why he swapped to Sigma here. Maybe it's just because you felt like he wasn't doing enough. Because this is the thing with Sigma. He feels like he's doing stuff all the time. Okay, so Sigma, that's actually quite a nice stun. So the way his stun works with Rock, if you throw it, I forget what the distance is, but let's just say like over 10 meters. I think it might be over 15 meters. It might even be over 20. And it hits somebody. It will do a 3-second stun. That's actually really, really good. But if you fire it at close range, it just interrupts them, knocks them down, and they get back up straight away. So the longer the distance it hits them, the longer the time they'll stay on they'll actually get stunned, up to a maximum 3 seconds if it's the maximum range of the Rock. Okay, what I don't like is Sigma players who throw their rock into the barrier of the enemy team because it's a waste. This rock, don't use it as a DPS tool, use it as a combo tool. You rock somebody and then you hit them with the spheres. That is a beautiful combo, yeah? And if they're close to you, you can punch them as well. That is a great combo and it will do a massive amount of damage to them. Throwing the rock out like it's damage is like a bit meh. Throwing it into a mess of enemy players is fine because you might knock somebody over. But what you need to do with the rock is look out for times when you can interrupt like a hog heal, a mercy res, anything like that, or like a hog ultimate, or just anything that's channeled, you can chuck a rock into it and stop it. That's what you want to do, right? That's actually not a bad grab, but the enemy team are using Transcendence, so I guess it was a bad grab. You should have probably tried to get that. So here, I really do not like this. This is not an Overwatch brain. This is, like, you're probably going to die here. Well, okay, we died to that. Problem I've got with that there is you're not deploying your barrier. You walk forward, throwing the rock, you'll do more damage throwing your spheres behind a barrier. First thought always has to be the barrier. Send the barrier forward, then to throw whatever crap you want through it. Don't run through your own barrier or just don't deploy it and walk out. That's bad. With Sigma, think about layering your barrier with your kinetic grasp. Barriers suck, barriers suck. Okay, so this, we've just gone in and used our ultimate. We are going to get value from this, though. Where's our barrier? It's behind us. Our barrier's not doing anything behind us. Alright. Oh, God. So, I think you heard the audio prompt of Hammond, so you recall the barrier and use it to clean up. That's fine. See, that's nice rock usage. Barrier this. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, God. Don't let him die. Nice. Okay. Did we just hit a Moira with a random rock? So I'll take that. That's like, okay, but there's a lot of mistakes here. Remember, you're a tank. You got to protect your team. And you're like a suicidal tank. It's not the worst I've seen. I think it's fine. And it's workable. You just need to be a bit more logical. I feel like what you're doing is rushing it. And I think I've said this in quite a few OverAnalyzed, but don't rush yourself. If you rush yourself, you'll make crazy decisions. It applies to any hero. If you take a hit scan hero like Soldier, if you're really rushing trying to aim, then your aim will be not as great if you just take your time, You become smoother, more controlled, and it's just, you become more effective. And that's what we're all after at the end of the day, becoming more effective players. Okay, so let's take a look at our starting position. On the high ground here, this is okay. We've actually got an Orisa now. So now we've got the meta tank comp and we've got a Moira. Don't know why Moira's there, really, to be honest. Moira, if she wants to throw her orb, she could throw her orb from a safer position than that, but whatever. So we waste our rock. Why? And we're going to just stand here and barrier each other. Okay. Okay. Okay, we should think about backing up now. Back up, back up, back up. Yep, we really got to back up. You see, like, lobbing the boulder into that mess is like, you may as well just primary fire. Because if you've still got your boulder now, think about it, I've still got my boulder now. Because you wouldn't be on, like, there's 4 seconds remaining in the cooldown. If they get aggressive here, I could just boulder them. Boulder, boulder, boulder. But we do need to back up here. Yeah. Okay, see, that is the combo. That's nice. We can push him. Get rid of the barrier. Get rid of the barrier and push him a little bit. We should get rid of our barrier here because we want to charge it. All right, now the time's gone for pushing him back. He's got his barrier back. We need to get out. But the problem is, look at our barrier health here. It's 500 hit points. This isn't great, right? We should have deployed, like, recalled that in so it was charging as we were pushing forward. You have to get into your head this pushing forward. Like, Sigma, you can go from being defensive to aggressive very quickly. So here, we don't need our barrier, do we? Like, why do we need our barrier there if Orisa's got her barrier down? Orisa, while her barrier is deployed, she's recharging a new one. You don't do that. You have to recall your barrier to get value from it. This is not value. We keep it recalled now. Don't deploy it. Also, right, think about gaps. I don't know whether we can get it through there, but this still serves the purpose of the explanation, or the point I'm trying to make. Don't just spam your balls into the barrier. If you can get it around a barrier, do it. I like slamming them. This sounds really wrong. I like slamming my balls underneath a barrier, if I can, if there's a big enough gap. This is just getting worse. Slam, 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 yeah? You can't hear, obviously, because there's a floor in the way. But don't just mindlessly spam into the barrier. All right, the enemy team are just going through a meat grinder here. So this is totally, like, this is really optimal for us to just keep spamming our primary fire into this. We didn't need that. We really didn't need that. We really didn't need it. But we're going to get value off it, sure, but we really didn't need it. I would have just kept spamming my primary fire in, maybe chuck a few rocks in, it's all fine. Yeah, these guys, we need to get them, but think about deploying the barrier into their face. We're not using the barrier. We're not using the barrier. You see, you are thinking like a DPS, not a tank. You might have been able to save your Junkrat there if you push the barrier forward. As soon as you get around the corner, barrier out. Instead, you're like, oh, I'm coming for damage. No, you've got a barrier. Use the barrier. Okay, I'm fine with you peeking around the corner here, just taking a look. That's cool. Okay. But don't overstay your welcome, right? We've overstayed our welcome now, so just get out. Recall the barrier. You know they're coming around the side. Oh, actually, they're going main. I thought they were going around the side there. That Sigma is in a weird position. So we push him. I like it. We should probably think about destroying the immortality we have. Okay, another... I don't know whether that rock was wasted. Okay, we got a barrier thrown in our face, whatever. It still isn't too bad for us. I mean, it's not great. That's a nice kill on the Moira. Okay, we've got Orisa's damage buff there. What are we doing? Oh, God. Oh, God. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So there is some nice use there. I was a bit confused why you left the Sigma alone. I would have just killed that Sigma, then gone back to the point. Because we were beating that Sigma. We had a Orisa damage boost, and his barrier was gone, I believe, or it was about to go. Still, this is a decent recovery by the team. Yeah, like I'm not fussed with how you're playing this here. That's fine. We can recall the barrier, though. We don't need the barrier against the Batiste, do we? We've got to try and recharge because it's only on 1,000 hit points now. We need to get it back up to max. Oh, what the hell, Orisa? No! That superb. That's really nice. I really like that. That's the combo. It's dead easy to do. Rock, primary fire. That's it. Mega, mega good combo. Problem is, we're dead. So, rip to us. Oh, dear. All right, it got really messy towards the end there. But what I'm seeing here with your Sigma play is think about just please, for the love of God, think about deploying the barrier first instead of going in for like, I'm going in to do damage and that's what I'm all about. Think about the barrier. Think barrier, win games. Just... Okay, we still got the point. Right, we definitely don't need to use our ulti here because what... Well, maybe we do actually. Let's just think. Let's just think. When I was saying that, it was just because I seen the Hammond. Okay. So we essentially win now because I don't think they can even get back to the point. We can make sure they don't get back to the point by letting them get on the point and then ulting them with Sigma and then they're off the point and then we win. Joking. Because they'll get smashed into it and die. If they don't C9. They'll probably C9. Or what you could do is use it on them before they get to the point if they're all clumped together. But really, this soldier's way out of position. Pushing him is totally the right thing to do. And now they're screwed. Like, they're like coming onto the point with half their team. Okay, think about what you can do. We're going to just die. Okay, we just die. What? How? 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 What? I've just seen the time. This video goes on for another 10 minutes. What? How have you died? How have you died? How have we lost this? I think Reaper comes in. Right, I'd be ulting this. I'd be in the air, man, ulting. Oh, they just use Reaper ult and Moira, and then... Ah! That is unlucky. That is unlucky. But really, you shouldn't have... When you went down to kill the soldier, did you need to drop off that high ground? Could you have just stayed there, then hit them with your ult? Okay, we drop down. Whatever, we deal with it. We could have just ulted them. Right, it's the final fight. You've literally got nothing to lose. You have to use your ultimates there. Because this is like, we've got 3 points. Think about firing under the barrier. Nice, nice. You really should have used your ultimate in that fight. That's a massive misplay. And that is not... I've got a huge Overwatch brain. Well, okay, you never said huge. You just said you got an Overwatch brain. All right, this is a bit messy. We're getting screwed over. Oh. Okay, nice barrier on Soldier, but we killed ourselves with our own rock. It doesn't matter, because we were dead anyway. So don't worry about that. So it's all about regrouping now. I think we've still got Orisa. Yeah, we've still got Orisa. So our tank line is still the meta, effectively. We have got a Junkrat and a Hanzo. The thing is that they've got... Oh, no, we've got a Soldier now. I'm not a fan of Soldier at the moment, which is really sad because I really enjoy playing Soldier. All right, so what we're thinking about doing here, what's the engagement plan? It's dead simple. The plan is really, really super simple. We're just going to go in with Gravitic Flux. Barriers out, Gravitic Flux. Are we going to Gravitic Flux them? Okay. We should win this. We should win this. This is like the game of, yeah, we should win, but then we don't. Because Reaper's in the back line, killing everyone. Okay, well, good news there is Batiste used his amplification matrix when he didn't need to. So, even though we lost the fight, and that's not great, they kind of wasted an ultimate there, so that's also okay-ish, sort of, for us. Oh, this is a frustrating game, this is. Yeah, I know. I'd punch that vase as well. Ugh, I'd smack the crap out of it. Barrier, thank you. Maybe put it somewhere where it's going to be effective. There you go. All right, what do we need to do? What's the reaction when he does this? Immediately suck. Suck, 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 suck. You have to suck when you get hit in Gravitic Flux because it will do 50% of your max HP in damage to you. But if you take any damage while you're up there, and that's more than 50%, you're going to die. And you don't want to die. So you need to immediately suck. It looks like we're getting rolled here, and this is really unfortunate. In fact, this looks like we're getting rolled all the way to the point, and that is quite unfortunate. Unless we can regroup, but I feel we're a bit staggered here. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. So, barrier's out. I do like it. Rock. I think he actually got a hit with the rock there. Oh, we are going to hold here. This is fine. Okay, we need to think about the Soldier and get our barrier on Soldier. I mean, still winnable. It's still winnable. Come on, it's still winnable. All right. Cool. So get your barrier recalled. Recall the barrier. Right. Oh, God. What am I doing? Turning de-interlacing on and off. We'll leave it on. I think it's to do with lines, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there's a minute to go. We've almost got another Gravitic Flux. So again, think about what is the plan. Where you were going there is okay. We could do, I mean, turn around. Ow. Look, as you go forward here. Here, so you had the idea of, like, I'm going to go forward. I don't mind if you go down here and you stick your barrier here and throw a rock, throw a couple of balls, because we want to try and charge our ultimate before the next fight breaks out. And then it's an instant win. We basically win because we can just smash them with Gravitic Flux again, provided we kill the Immortality Field. Yeah, but you sort of wanted to do it and then you came back, and it's unlucky. Looks like we've got a Soldier on the high ground, though, so maybe not a bad decision. We really don't want to be up here, though. This is... Why go up there? Like, going up there, we are just feeding our brains out. No, 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 no. And that is a horrifically bad use of the ultimate. Man, I don't know why you went up there. I really don't know why you went in there. You should have just stayed with your team by the payload. I think it's just, you see a threat and you're like, right, I'm going towards it. And you're too reactionary like that. And we did waste our ultimate there because, think... Oh, that is really unfortunate. But we have got people on the payload there, almost. If we'd come back out with Gravitic Flux and then used it, because you're never going to win when you're on your own with Gravitic Flux, unless you're very lucky and you get them all and move them off the payload and it's in overtime and the overtime wick burns out. But no, instead you blew it and then you're like, oh God, I'm going to Reinhardt. If you kept that Gravitic Flux, you could have possibly have used it as you came back out there. But as we've seen, we didn't keep it contested, so they did push it to the end. But it was so close. It was literally millimeters. If that Ana or whoever it was down by the payload got there, then we used our ultimate, maybe turn the fight, maybe wins the game. So that's one of those little moments, again, where you're not unlucky. You're not... it's because of voice comms. It's just because you didn't do the right thing. Which is easy for me to say watching it back. You know, I make loads of mistakes when I play. But, yeah, okay. What's the delay? Again, this delay on the barrier is driving me crazy. Oh, that is just... I mean, we've got 40 seconds. Numbani is notoriously difficult for getting back on the point. And our Junkrat goes and dies. Okay, whatever. We couldn't do anything there. But the problem is now, if our team doesn't disengage this, it doesn't regroup, we ain't got no chance of having another attack. Yeah, so it's over. It's just over. It's over. We've lost Ana. There's no way. There is no way. Why is there a hog there? Like, we can't fight a hog. Yeah. Right now we've lost Junkrat. I mean, it's desperation. We try and get to the point, but... Right, that's totally gone. Okay. So they've only got a minute to attack. This is where, like, I don't think we've got a cheesy Bastion or anything like that, but honestly, a Bastion can work well if we defend back on the point when they've only got a minute to attack, because they're probably not going to get their ultimates up, and if they do, maybe we would as well. It's just like, okay, at least we're backing up. We can recall the barrier, though. Yep, and we drop onto the point. I like the rock. I don't like that barrier because we're not really doing anything. We're sort of just walking around. We need to maybe redeploy the barrier here. Yeah, no, this is really unfortunate. So basically, they've just walked onto the point, and now we're screwed and dead. Oh, this is so unfortunate. This is... Oh, man. Yeah, did we swap hero there? I mean, at this point, it's just about trying... Yeah, Hammond. Just about trying to get back to the point. Try to do something, but it's a huge ask. I mean... But it's the only thing you can do, so at least you're trying to do it. Like, never give up in the spawn. This has been quite a frustrating one, I feel. Like, I feel like, this is, okay, this is unlucky. I feel like you're probably going to get quite a lot of, I feel like this is going to be quite a good overanalyze for you. It's been a weird one because it's not really been, I haven't really focused too much on all of the little minor mistakes with like ability usage and reading the enemy team. Instead, I've just focused on what you were doing as a player and tried to give like a running commentary in a way on like, why are you doing this? Maybe you should do this instead. Instead of like focusing on, look, the enemy team have got this now, so maybe we should think this, or what's the next plan in this engagement? We did touch on it a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, guys, in the comments below. It is nice to see Reinhardt in play. And remember, guys, if you want to send a clip in for consideration to appear on this series, then follow the instructions that were on the screen, and I will catch you lovely lot on the next one. I think this feels like quite a long one, like a 30-minute overanalyzed. I guess it's okay. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Toodaloo.